I stared in irritation out of the window of the mansion I kept as a place to stay in the mortal realm. It was a vast stone structure located on Siesta Key, just outside of Sarasota, Florida. There was a view of my private beach with its pristine white sands. They were some of the most beautiful this realm had to offer, and I ought to know. I'd been sitting here for hours, staring at them. The sunset had been particularly breathtaking that evening, all purples and oranges and golds, with a fair bit of fiery red at the end, which reminded me of my other, more permanent residence. Which is where I ought to be now, I thought, drumming my fingers on the windowsill. I should sever all ties from this place and attend to other business. And yet, here I still was. The question was why? The little witch had banished me from her presence over a month ago. So why was I still here? I stood and began to pace, my fine leather shoes whispering quietly over the rare oriental carpet. It was over 500 years old, and the humans thought it quite an antique. To someone like me, a being older than time itself, the idea was laughable. Almost as laughable as the idea that a little witch with creamy brown skin and vivid green eyes could have caught my interest and held it. Held it so strongly that though she refused all my advances and sent me away, I still wasn't able to go. I should leave. I have business to attend to beyond the Great Barrier. But still I stayed. I sighed and thought back to the first time I'd laid eyes on Gwendolyn. It had been a slow day in hell. The legions under my command were at rest, and Lucifer, the ruler of the infernal realm, was away. In short, there was nothing to do. So when an imp had come scampering up to inform me that a call was coming over from the other side beseeching demonic help, I was just bored enough to answer it myself, rather than delegating it to an underling. I don't know what I was expecting to see. It had been years, no, centuries, since I'd bothered to come over to the mortal realm. The humans were uncouth savages, hardly worth bothering with, though Lucifer and his ilk were constantly after their souls. I prefer my own residence in the relatively quiet corner of hell the ancient Greeks had termed Hades. There I was able to command my legions and tend to business with a minimum of interruption and bother. The last time I had been to Earth, it had been to attend to the tiresome business of the Salem witch trials, which were badly managed by a lesser demon. Mainly I remembered frantic, hysterical humans dressed in dull, homespun clothes, shouting and accusing each other. Just thinking about it made me tired. Everything about the mortal realm made me tired, until I saw Gwendolyn. The sight of the little witch earnestly working her spell had captured me at once. Her creamy café au lait skin and big green eyes were, well, bewitching. But it wasn't just her beauty that drew me. After consenting to help her with her spell, I found that she wasn't just a pretty face. A sharp intelligence and a rare wit radiated from her as well. And she had power. Not much by demonic standards, but for a human, she was quite impressive. Gwendolyn wasn't afraid of me either. After years of seeing others bow and scrape and tremble in my presence, I was tired of abject submission. Gwendolyn was fearless. I liked that about her. I'd been careful to conceal my true status from her, not wanting her to fear me. But I had an idea that even if she had known what I truly was, she still would have stood her ground. Her beauty, courage, and intelligence were all enchanting. But the thing that sealed my interest in her was the innocence I sensed, just under her surface. Oh, she put on a brave face, my little witch. She painted her eyes with heavy black kohl and dressed to impress those